G'day. Welcome to the news walk for me. It is a bit of an overcast day, so to read I'm going to have to take off these glasses even though they might look cool and put on my normal glasses. Any complaints that I don't look that good, please direct to Kerrys. She's the one that told me, she's the one that sort of got me to change. Alright, this is the continuation of chapter 4, number 13 this is. When Ashley's grade 5 class was giving swimming lessons in 2000, Ashley struggled. Because he struggled so much, he was alienated from the rest of the class and received a certificate at the end of the lessons with crosses on it against the areas where he had failed. This was the starting point when he really began to realise that he was different. There was also a computer test conducted at school the same year, in which the students were meant to memorise the steps involved in using a Word document. Ashley was very competent at computers, but his report indicated that he had failed the test. I thought this was very odd and questioned the teacher about it at the parent-teacher night. The teacher answered that Ashley was supposed to memorise the steps involved in using a Word document, but he had pressed help in the test and he had failed because of that. I said to her that it was really a memory test and not so much a computer test, and that it should have been called a memory test. During 2000, Ashley started having breathing difficulties at night, which made it hard for him to get adequate sleep. The grade 5 teacher must have thought that Kerry and I were not letting Ashley get the sleep he needed, and remarked that he needed more sleep on his report. The same teacher would often keep him in during lunch times to write more. Ashley's physical abilities continued reducing throughout 2000, and he would often wake up feeling drained and appearing pale. While I saw other boys getting stronger, Ashley's mobility was reducing, and it was heartbreaking to see. The doctors provided Ashley with a BiPAP breathing mask in 2001 to help him breathe more easily at night and to be able to sleep better. The mask worked well and wasn't even required every night. However, the mask rubbed against the bridge of his nose and gradually sores began to appear there. When these sores developed, we let Ashley have a break from wearing the mask. However, he still needed to have a doctor look over the sores, and test results indicated the sores had become staph infected. Ashley's scoliosis continued worsening in 2001, and the doctors told us that it reduced lung capacity. Ashley frequently suffered from headaches in the morning from the resulting lack of oxygen. The two orthopaedic surgeons we had taken Ash to consulted together and decided to operate. The operation involved placing 2 metal rods in Ashley's back to stiffen and offer more support to his back. It was also hoped the rods would stop the scoliosis. Ash was only 12. Ashley slept a lot after the operation, and when he woke up he had high carbon dioxide levels. He was uncharacteristically abusive towards the nurses, the surgeons and his mother. This was very distressing to see, especially because he had to be restrained. Year 6 in 2001 was a good year for Ash, and it was the first year where he had a male teacher. We were greeted at the airport in June by this teacher and Ashley's classmates. Ash was in his wheelchair at the time. Unfortunately, Ashley's ability to attend school camps was affected, and although we applied for an aid, we were knocked back. Kerry and I were both working, and neither of us could go to the camp with Ashley. Rejection by the bureaucrats was due to there being people worse off than you, and this was becoming an all too common occurrence for my liking. Ashley was again unable to attend camp in Year 7, and he was finding the social inclusion difficult. Around this time he started to lose friends. Later on, in 2001, Ashley bought a Nintendo GameCube. One day a boy snatched Ashley's Game Boy off him early in Year 7, and he didn't give it back. Ashley's friend Alan snatched it back for Ash, but later on that day the snatcher threw sticks at Ashley, and as far as I know, nothing was done about it. But the school had a reputation of being tough. Ashley spent lunchtimes with his friend James and his Game Boy Advance. The bullying and intimidation continued whenever Ashley walked down the corridors. Another time a boy pushed James, who landed on Ashley. Consequently, Ashley was off school for 2 weeks, and again, as far as I know, nothing was done about that either. We took Ashley to masseurs throughout 2002 to help relieve his back pain, and ended up becoming regular clients of Mary, his masseur. Mary has remained a close friend since, and even came to Ashley's funeral. 2002 was also the year that Damien introduced Ashley to punk music via Anti-Flag CD Mobilise. As Damien said in his speech at Ashley's funeral, it released a passion for the love of alternative punk music.